Hi guys, it's Susan, and in this screencast I am going to be reviewing the program, or the website rather, Voki. V-O-K-I, and it's located simply at Voki.com. You can see that I'm logged into my account. The accounts are free. You do not always have to make an account, though. You can make a Voki without having an account. I just like to have the accounts because you can keep and store your past Vokis there, and I like to reuse them with different classes. This is a tool I actually learned about in my last online class, Digital Tools, and I liked it so much it's something I now use with my students. So I will talk a little bit about how I use it with my students later, but first let's get started. Let me show you how to use it. So if you want to come on and create a Voki, you start with this button, Create. And what loads is the site for you to be able to choose your, customize your character. So you start with the head and the upper body. So if I want to create a female character, which isn't working right now, but usually works. So let's find something. So if I wanted to do just a classic character, then I can click female. All the female characters show up. Anytime you see this particular little, what looks like a graduation cap, that is part of the paid program, and you do not have access to that unless you pay. However, there's always lots of choices that you do not have to pay for. You just have to scroll through sometimes and find them. So if I'm going to start with a very basic character, you click on the face that you want. Then you have the option to play with the hair. So I might give her a different hairstyle. And you might want to tweak the hairstyle, make her a blonde, or you could make her a redhead. You really have some options to play with. Then you can click on the mouth, and sometimes you get options for different mouths to pick. It's kind of creepy. You can play with the mouth color, make it different colors. You can really have some fun options. You have an opportunity to change some of the clothing, put her in sweaters, jackets. I mean, you really get to have some fun with it. Sometimes you get to add hats. And they even have a button for the bling, which I know a lot of my students particularly get a kick out of when they're using the program. So after you create what you want your avatar to look like, you have the option to add a background. Again, these are all fun things that my students really love. So if you wanted to have an animated background, you might pick the American flag. So once you're done with this, you get to where you get to give it a voice. There are different ways that you get to give your Voki a voice. The first way is through calling, or you can upload a voice. I've never used either of these options. I either use the record option, where I record with microphone for my own voice, or I use the text-to-speech. This is the option my students usually pick, especially when we're working in the library and they don't really have the option to talk into a computer. So with Voki, you get to simply type in what you want. So hello, I am a new Voki. And you won't be able to hear it because I tried playing them before with the screencast and it doesn't capture the voice. But you get to pick the language that you want it to speak and the accent. So you might want her to have a Scottish accent. When you're done, you can play her, and again, you probably won't be able to hear her in the screencast. I'll try it one more time. But I can hear her when it's playing back. So after you're done creating your avatar and giving it a voice, you click Publish. You can title whatever you'd like and click Save. Give it a couple of seconds to upload. It saved it for you. And then since I have an account, this will actually save under my account. But it also gives me all of these codes that I can copy and paste to things like a blog or a website to share my Voki. You also can click on the standard Voki link and get something like that. But what I like is, because I do have an account, my Vokis show up right there, so I can use them over and over again if I'd like to. The way I use this with my students is I have my students write blogs when they're reading books. So we recently read The Scarlet Letter, and they had to blog about it. To supplement one of their blog entries, they had the opportunity to create Vokis for some of the characters in the novel. They got to choose what they thought the characters should look like based on the free options that they had with Voki, and they picked a key quote from the novel and typed in or spoke the quote for the character to show me that they had an understanding of what the character was like. I think this is a great tool and a great way for students to be creative, especially since we have so few opportunities now that we're in a standardized testing world. I hope you guys try it out and that you really like it.